Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today, forgot my vape. There we go. And today, we are still smoking the Bruce Banner from my neighbor because it's pretty good. It's not a crazy heavy high. It's a fully manageable high. I like it. It gives me that little bit of, what am I trying to say? It gives me that little bit of high where you feel like, you're comfortable and slightly off, but not so far off that you can't, that you lose focus or lose track or anything like that. I think it's like a 19 or 22% THC. That's my feel anyway. That's just my smoke it and feel it gauge. It's not overly overpowering. It does get me in a happy mood, like a bounce around, jump around, do all that kind of stuff mood. That's the way I feel after I smoke it. It definitely picks up my energy if I'm down, because last night I was tired and then I smoked that stuff and perked right back up. It does give you the occasional brain fart and you can't remember certain words and things. But hey, that's how it goes. This coffee is Le Fin. So that's what's in the bong, and that's also what's in the joint this week, because if you see this, I have a jar of it to get through. So I figured, why buy dispensary stuff when I have some pretty good stuff right here at home? And I get to give him a little bit of a shout out because it's really good. I do enjoy it. I've been smoking it for a few days straight, and it hasn't it hasn't overstayed its welcome. Let's put it that way. But then again, maybe that's because this week I've been kind of busy catching up on shit that I should have not missed. The site tots420.com was a little inaccessible for a day because I forgot to update my SSL certificate. Didn't know you had to do that, but apparently you do. So if you have a website and you manually input your SSL certificates, don't forget, after 3 months, you have to redo them. Okay? Otherwise, Chrome will lock you out of logging in. I had to figure out a different way in, and it took conversations with IT on my domain provider for a while. Anyway, I know you guys don't give a shit about that. But yeah, today's Friday. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, to start off your Friday at 4:20 p.m. I hope you had a good week. I hope everything is going well for you. I'm still stuck in a fucking rut and I want to get out of it so bad. Working, busting my ass, doing a lot of different things to try and get things going. I'm trying to promote the Tots 420 shop where you can pick up some dude shirts. I think they're awesome. But then again, I say dude a lot. So, whatever. To each his own. So if you go to tots420.com, you go to the menu, you go to Tots 420 shop link in the menu, you'll see everything. The hats. This is an old shirt, but you got some dude shirts, some Thoughts Off the Stem shirts, I believe. There's the Tots 420 Established 2020 hoodie, which I really like, white, green. If you haven't seen any of these things, or if you're new to this, you can check me out on Instagram at Thoughts Off the Stem. And yeah, you can see all this stuff posted up there with links on direct links to the site and everything like that, and to the shop as well. So check those out if you like the gear. If you don't like it, tell me too, because these are some of the things that I need to know going forward to make new stuff. I have a new shirt that I'm ready to drop in a couple weeks. And I think this one's pretty awesome because it's more geared to cannabis culture as opposed to Tots 420 or Thoughts Off the Stem. I think you guys will really like it. I'm keeping it under wraps because I'm going to try and get a sample before I promote it, but it depends. It depends if the sample gets here in time. Yeah, if you're enjoying the show, again, on Tots 420, there's a buy me a coffee link where you can donate to the show, support an indie creator. I'm the only one doing this. I don't have a team. I don't have a bunch of people supporting me and helping me out and things like that. This is all on me. So if you feel like supporting the show, if you feel like investing in the progress of the show and the growth, then check out tots420.com and the buy me a coffee link. You can donate as little as $5, I think. Again, you don't have to. I'm just saying, if you want to help a brother out. Okay, that's all. What else? If you want some really good glassware, you can check out toss420.com and the affiliates link, and they'll take you to the I Sell Glass shop. And dude, they've got some wicked stuff. They've got some nice beaker bongs. That's not one of them, but they're better than that, to be honest. They have some wicked dab breaks, things like that. All right, that's my sales pitch. I figured I would try to throw it in at the beginning instead of always putting it at the end, because I don't know how many people make it to that part or even bother to listen to it. So bam, you got it right now. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. And again, thank you for joining me, Justin Barone. So today I think there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about, because like I'm kind of, like I told you, I'm in a bit of a rut and I'm kind of fucking frustrated, man. Like, I know that COVID has sort of made everything rough for everybody, and everybody's kind of stuck at home, and you can't go out and you can't meet new people and all this. But I'll tell you one thing it's killed. It's killed my fucking dating life, dude. I have no dating life. I would love to meet a nice lady and hang out and, you know, have a good time, I guess you could say. But for the last couple years, because I've been stuck at home with the kids, that hasn't been a possibility. And then because here's part of the problem as a dude, okay? Again, as a dude, part of the problem is if you haven't been with somebody or grabbed a titty in a while, okay, it becomes the only fucking thing you can think about. It's a one-track mind situation. And it's not fun because it limits your ability to converse with the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always focused on the goal as opposed to trying to have like a good, decent conversation. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Okay? So this is one thing that I've noticed, because I've had a few conversations on like Bumble and fucking couple other dating sites, because that's really the only way I get to meet women that don't know, like, that are, you know, outside of the circle of people that I hang out with anyway, because it's not always good to try and like date through your circle, especially at 40, man. It's also pretty hard since everybody else is pretty well married, and if you try to fuck around, next thing you know, you're getting killed by a husband. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you don't want to do that shit. But it's a very frustrating situation, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I've realized that I think that I have to put more of my effort into not finding somebody. As pent up and frustrated as I am, I should probably just focus on this and selling some of the t-shirts and growing the business, as opposed to trying to get a relationship going. Because quite honestly, it's not working, dude. Online dating fucking sucks. I went out on a couple dates in the fall, and actually one of the girls that I went out with is now a friend, and she's very awesome, but there was no spark, right? The other problem that I have is that as the longer it goes that you're not dating, okay, that you're not interacting with people, but also not interacting with the opposite sex, you become stupid at interacting with the opposite sex, okay? There's no more game. You have to like get your way back in to being used to, you know, hit, like, what do you call it? See, I can't even think of the fucking name of it. Flirting. That's the word. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, it's harder to like gauge the flirt, right? And then especially when you're online, it's like fucking impossible, because it's just text, so you can read it any way you want and be totally wrong. But then the problem is too is that like a lot of people are very self-conscious right now, or in general, I guess. So like a lot of women, I don't know, I put up my whole picture. You could see me standing up, you could see me doing stuff. You know, I don't have a lot of people around me, but I figured, why would I put other people in the photo when you want to date me, or ideally I want you to date me, right? So why would I put like 50 people in there? Well, it's me doing shit, okay? In some cases, not doing shit. But I've noticed a lot of people, when they're putting up these things, I don't know if it's because of a self-conscious thing or not, but they put their picture with someone else, always, through the whole thing. Like, maybe they don't have pictures, but like, take one. Just take one of you and just you. Because if you have 40 people in the picture, I'm thinking, oh, all you girls want some. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a dude, that's what you think. You think, oh, so they all want to get down. yeah, I could do a harem, you know? Fuck, I'm in for that for sure. But that's not the case. It's always one girl in the picture. And I feel like sometimes you ladies try to hide yourselves because you don't think you're as hot as your friends. Well, guess what? You might not be because you're putting your friends around you in your picture. They may make you look worse. Just like dudes doing the same shit. Oh, well, I'm the ugly dude in the group, so, like, I gotta put my buddies in here. No, you fucking don't, okay? You need to take a picture of you from head to toe, a face picture, and maybe a picture of you doing some shit. That's what you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And then, when you do a write-up, don't be a dick. Just write, I cook, I clean, I'm fun as shit. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to write. I change my fucking thing all the time. But I always put stuff in there like I cook, I clean, because I do. Not as frequently as I should, but I do because I'm a single dad and I take care of my kids. But yeah, that's one of the things that's sort of been frustrating the shit out of me this week is the fact that, like, my options for dating now as a 40-year-old dude are, like, they're just... I'm not saying that that women out there aren't awesome. What I'm saying is that the way that you got to meet is a pain in the ass because you want to meet, ideally, you want to meet somebody local, right? Where you can, like, I feel like at 40, you still want to have those, like, teenage feelings. You know what I'm saying? Where you're, like, you're all giddy to meet the person, see the person. You have to have a place where you can see them on kind of a semi-regular basis, not just talking on text or something like that. Or on the phone, like you want to meet up in person, like that, you know what I mean? And that's not really the case. And like the people that do want to meet up in person, you don't want to meet them. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where you're like, oh, but it's like 45 minutes away. I'm not going 45 minutes for a date. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, realistically, you want somebody close. I don't know. Maybe it's Guelph, dude. Maybe Guelph is where everybody goes to die. Because, like, there's nothing going on here. You know? There's a few, like, there's some stuff. We have the university and shit like that. But, like, that doesn't work for a dude that's 40. This town is built for, like, people that are already married, having kids, and just fucking spending their day at a park with the kids, you know, or, you know, they work all the time or shit like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't get out enough, which is also very fucking possible. But yeah, I find that this online dating shit is not working here. I feel like I have to move just to get a date. Like, I should move every time I swipe through any of the dating apps. If I swipe through, I could find like 5 people maybe over the course of a week that I might be interested in and who might be interested in me, or are like attractive to me. And again, I say to me because like everybody's got their thing, but to me, local, and I'm sure people say this about me too, dude. Don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. But like, I don't feel like there's a lot of opportunity where I'm at, because every time I try to search for, you know, the potential conversation for a date, it never comes through it locally. It's always somebody outside of town that, you know, will meet for a date or catch up or whatever. I don't know. It's fucking weird. The whole online dating thing is weird. I would much rather, obviously, I think most people be like this, but I would much rather meet somebody in person, have a conversation, and then realize like, oh, hey, I like that person. You know? And it sucks even more because when I was working at the last place I worked, it was all dudes. Like, there was no hitting on anybody, because I'd have to meet like somebody at the corner store and luck out, or like find somebody in the produce aisle. Like, I've gone for years where all I want to do is meet somebody in person and be like, oh shit, you're awesome, let's hang out. And then them be like, yeah, let's do that. You know what I mean? And then the weed thing. Oh my God. Fucking weed. People are so full of fucking shit when it comes to smoking weed. Oh, I'm fine with smoking weed for like a month. And then after that month, everybody's like, fuck you. Are you going to quit? No. You fucking met me and I was already smoking weed. You think I'm going to fucking quit now? No. I put on my profile, smokes weed regularly. I do a podcast where I smoke weed. Speaking of which, needed that little bit of nicotine, but it's time to light the joint. Like I said, I hope you're enjoying your Friday. Let's excuse me, get this bad boy started. Yeah, so, you know, it's very frustrating to be in a situation where all you really want to do is meet somebody cool as shit. And I know it's tough enough when you're like, you know, when you're out and about and you have places to meet people. It's hard enough, man. But being sort of isolated with COVID and everything, it's a real fuck. It's a mind fuck big time. Because you have to like find your own avenue. You know, you gotta like create it. But how do you create that when the people that you hang out with are all dudes or they're married? And there's no like, I'm 40, man. I'm separated, but I'm 40. You know how hard it is to meet people when you're 40? It's fucking tough. And like I said, you add weed to it, and people now, even though it's legal in Canada, people are still like, oh no, I don't like weed smokers. Which is fine, that's your preference. But like, not all weed smokers are lazy, stupid motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a lazy motherfucker. I do shit. I smoke weed and then I generally do shit. I'm also like very introspective and emotionally intelligent, I think. It's just I haven't found that connection. But I guess everybody wants to find that connection. So like, to be fair, it's probably not just the dating app. The dating app just makes it fucking tougher to deal with because you're going on pictures. You're forced to be like, oh, do I find this person attractive before anything else? I know guys are like that anyway, but sometimes there are certain things that in personality that attract you that don't come across in text that maybe probably, you know, that are better in person. Yeah. It's a frustrating scenario. Not just because I want to get my rocks off, although that would be nice. But also because it's just, you can't, it's tough, like I said, it's tough enough to find somebody that you mesh with, that does the things that you do, that likes to do what you do, but is also, that you also find attractive. I find that, and it's tougher to tell in pictures because filters and shit, people can trick you, man. People get catfished all the fucking time. And that's probably one of my biggest things about going out on these dates is that it's like, for the most part, you're like, is this going to be the person that I'm meeting? And I know women have a tougher time in terms of, you know, how the whole dating thing goes. They have to be more cautious about a lot more, you know, than guys do. But like, this is the way that fucking guys think when it comes down to dating. Like, I hope she looks good. I hope she looks like her pictures. And I hope she wants to fuck. That's where our mind is. That's what, those are the thoughts that go through our head when we're going out on a date. And then if we mesh with your personality and you turn out to be awesome, that's the bonus for us. Whereas I think we think if women don't think like that, which I'm sure that they probably don't. Maybe they have like a fleeting thought. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I have no fucking clue. I'm talking straight out of my ass right now. But I feel like they're more like, oh, what's this guy like? Is he nice? Is he funny? Is he this? Is he that? That's more important to them than looks. I'm sure looks play into it too, but I think like looks is number one for dudes and then getting off is number two. Women, I think it's number one is probably, is he a nice guy? Number two, will he make me laugh? Number three is like, okay, will I fuck him? Okay? That's what I think. That's coming from a single 40-year-old dude. Okay? So if I'm wrong, again, leave it in the comments and let me know. But I think that's where dating's at now. We're so far divided or so far separated, not divided. We're so far separated that like we come across way stronger because you're also reading a text that's a pickup line sometimes that's more harsh in type than it is if you just say it. You know what I mean? Because like when you're in front of a person and you say something, they get a whole vibe from you when you say it. Whereas if you text it, the vibe is whatever they're deciding in their head as they read the text. You know what I mean? Which there have been plenty of times where I've read text, not necessarily in a dating situation, but where I've read text back and forth, and I've read a non-angry text as an angry text. You know what I mean? And then when I talked to that person, I was all pissed off at them, and they were like, what's going on? You know? So, like, you could get misconstrued very easily by just going back and forth on text. And then also trying to date somebody based off their picture. Dude, people are in 3D. And you can take a picture from any angle to make you look sort of any way. And you can use filters now and stuff like that. Whereas, you know, a guy like me, I want authenticity. I want the real you. I want your real attitude. Yeah. But it's fucking tough, man. It's tough being a single dad sometimes and not having somebody to sort of a partner to rely on. But I guess that's why I'm built the way I'm built, baby. Also probably why I smoke weed. Keep it all in perspective. Because again, aside from dating, there's nothing wrong with being alone either, man. Sometimes when you're alone, it's better for you to focus and find what you want, get what you want out of life, as opposed to chasing pussy all the time. Yeah. That's kind of what I think online dating does. You know what it does? It's like every kind of social media, man. It gets right into your head and fucks with your perception, the reality of everything. That's why on the stuff that I do here and the stuff that I put online, I try to be like I put a couple filters on things, but I just think it's because it looks cool. Like the picture looks cool, but I'm not trying to trick anybody into being anything. And I don't mean like on my dating profiles. I mean on social media, period. I just put up what I put up. Like what you see is what you get. I talk to everybody the way that I talk on here. And I don't know, maybe it hurts me, maybe it helps me, maybe it's just whatever. But I find that that's a better way to go because you're fully authentic at that point. Right? Even if you're fake as fuck, you're still being authentically you because you're fake as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fake. I don't think so anyway. Well, you would know. Trust me. People would call me out. But yeah, so I've been smoking a lot of weed and pondering a lot of shit and trying to figure out why it is that when everything goes kind of sideways and all the little problems arise at the same time, why it's such a sidetrack. Is it just because you want to? Is it just because you want to? You want everything to be smooth all the time? Like I like the adversity. If it forces me to think about other shit, it forces me. Okay, here's a good example. So when I post, I'm trying to gain followers, right? I'm also trying to gain listeners, and I'm also trying to gain attention to the to my clothing shop, right? And I get on like Instagram and Twitter, I got a few follows here and there. Like shout out to Coffee Breath Conversations. Is that who it is? Shit. I think that's his name. Yeah, Coffee Breath Conversations. Coffee Breath? Sorry if I fucked that up, dude. But on Twitter, if you look up Coffee Breath Conversations, my phone is recording. I can't even look it up proper. And he's been really supportive of the podcast, right? And when I started first posting, I found some friendships or like Twitter friendships in guys like that, like Keeping It SoCal, oh my god, David Lucid from Lucid Music. When he was on Twitter, him and I still talk on Facebook. You should check him out, Lucid Music on Facebook. But like those guys, I found a nice little camaraderie in there. But then I got stuck in not finding a broader audience. You know what I mean? Like you're not even a broader audience, but like a broader connection. So in this whole having all these frustrations and having all these, because I want to reach more people like that. Fuck, I just totally got high and I realized I went from one thing to another. I hope you're enjoying the sesh. I hope you're having a good Friday and I hope you're looking forward to the weekend, man. Because I'm getting pretty good high right now. Where was I going with that? Okay, so yeah, so I find that I find, excuse me, I found that with these really good connections, things can go smoothly for a while. You can support each other, you can do that, and but there's like these little technicalities that go wrong. Like I said earlier in the week, the SSL thing on my site fucking flew out. I'm pretty sure I got shadow banned on Instagram. I might be wrong. I wasn't getting any views on YouTube. You know, my stuff like that. All the little things that you have to work at to change. So I found that with my sort of need and want to have, like, to find a partner, it's because I'm not getting what I want out of the things that I'm doing. So I'm looking for somebody else to have my back. When I don't need somebody else to have my back, man. I need to just like pull up my big boy pants, okay? And figure out why the things that I'm doing aren't working as effectively as they used to be, even with the positive support that I'm getting with these guys. And the people in the Memberville community and the podcast community, anybody that catches on to this, comedy, whatever. So what I realize is that, like, sometimes you just gotta cut yourself out of a few situations to refocus and figure out what is true to you. And the other stuff will come. And I'm at a point where that's what I think I have to do. I have to cut off all the excess shit and just focus on this and make this the most awesomest thing I can make it. You know what I'm saying? And part of doing that is realizing that, what's the Tom Hanks quote that I saw online the other? It's not his quote, but it's like he was talking about it with a group of actors. What the fuck was it? This too shall pass. You know, like there's highs, there's lows, and everything shall pass. You're just moving through it, right? So I'm refocusing on trying to move through it, because I've been listening, like I said in a couple podcasts ago, I've been listening to too much other shit and kind of getting sucked into it. I found out a few things about COVID that I wasn't sure of before, that I was misconstrued about before. I feel like that's how I feel it, like, not COVID and that. Oh my God, I'm fucking high. I gotta take a breath. I have no point. I don't think I even have a point at this point. I think I've rambled myself into a what the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God. Can you just, yeah, you know what? We're just going to say that's the end of that conversation. Let's start a new conversation. There's another thing that I'm going to ride through that one. That's right. This too shall pass. Well, that just fucking passed and we're moving the fuck on, okay? Holy fuck. So if you take a bong hit and you smoke a joint of this stuff, it's really good. But I still maintain it's a 19 to 22% weed. And because it just makes me talk shit. Clearly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, dude. What I'm trying to say, I'll sum up that last one and I'll bring out a new one. What I'm trying to say is that I got stuck in a rut and I started to reach out for, like, the contact. But then realizing that reaching out for the contact is not really what I want. I'm doing it because I'm trying to, like I said, make myself feel better about what's not going right. Right? There you go. So I've decided to take myself off the dating thing and be like, fuck this for now, and focus on the thing that is not working the way you. It's not as okay. Fuck the dating thing, and then work on the thing that you're frustrated with, because you can move past this and you can move past that, and then eventually, once you get through this whole hurdle shit, you'll get to a point where it all sort of evens out. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying about the dating thing. The other part of this whole thing is that I started to realize that I'm very gullible. I believe shit people say and I just sort of take it. I have my opinions and stuff like that, but like I said a couple podcasts ago, it's easier to sway me. So I started doing my own research on, like, COVID and stuff like that. And, like, I'd done my own before, but there were certain things like, and I don't want to say them on here because I don't want to give you the wrong idea. But there was, and I'm not going to talk, like, I'm just, okay. So there was I got both my youngest kids vaccinated. They're 8 and 10 years old. But I had heard a thing about COVID being a problem with infertility in young kids, right? When they get older. So I took that, like, I just heard that. And then I decided, oh, that's right. So I don't want them vaccinated. And then, silly me, not silly, but good for me, I couldn't sleep one night. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, I started Googling this. And I started looking at credible sources to see if this was the case. And it wasn't the case. There was a rumor that got started, I guess, on Twitter that said this. And the only reason I'm taking this side on it is because I read the articles and the explanations from credible medical associations. And they all basically said it was just a misunderstanding. That's it. It was a misunderstanding of a statement, which is basically everything now. We all misunderstand everything all the time. So I started looking into more things that I thought, like, okay, well, let's see these things. Because I'm vaccinated, my kids are vaccinated, and I'm always curious to learn new information. So I've been hearing a lot of the negative stuff and paying attention to that, but I decided to start looking into the more, like, I guess, what do you call it? Like the other side of that, the more positive side of like all these COVID things, so that I had a better understanding of the two. So I did that, and I found that, I'm gullible. I gotta start fucking reading more, man. So I gotta do that. I gotta stay away from trying to get laid. And I got to focus on this. And at the same time, I want to give you some weed facts. So these are some weed facts that I found out, and I think maybe a lot of you guys have seen or heard on social media lately. But there was there was a new article out, or a new post out from Bloomberg.com about cannabis compounds preventing COVID infection in a new study. So I thought it was pretty interesting. I read a couple things on it, but this one has the quickest little blurb on it, so you can check it out. Again, I'll put it on tots420.com on weed facts, and you can read the more in-depth version of it. But so there was a lab study published by the Journal of Natural Products, and they found that the virus that causes COVID-19 from penetrating healthy human cells. So again, not a doctor, I'm just reading the post. But I read a couple articles on this, and another article had explained how it happens. And from what I remember, it was basically that the compounds that sort of block this from happening basically get the virus high because it slows it down. Okay, like. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat that if you get high, there's the potential that'll, I'm not saying you're okay from COVID. I'm not saying, again, I'm vaccinated and I smoke weed, but they're saying like it might help. Weed does everything, dude. Okay. Number 2, there's two common the compounds that actually do this are two of them commonly found in compounds found in hemp. And the first one wait, hold on, I gotta reread this. Okay, so two commonly found compounds in hemp: cannabigerolic acid, cannabigerolic acid, or CBGA, and cannabidiolic acid, or CBDA, were identified during a chemical screening effort as having potential to combat the coronavirus. And that was also said from the researchers in Oregon State, I guess, that oversaw or questioned the study. I'm not sure. You have to read the whole article. And this is what they found. Jesus Christ, Justin. Weed fact number 3. In the study, they bound 2 spike proteins found on the virus and blocked a step the pathogen uses to infect people. So it it binds in and the proteins in cannabis stop the virus from I guess dispelling the pathogen that's used to infect people. So weed can potentially, or apparently, based on what Bloomberg.com, cannabis compounds prevented COVID infection in a laboratory study. They didn't do this on people though. They only did it on like the molecules themselves to see, I guess, like COVID, a dab of COVID. I don't know how you do it, but yeah, it wasn't done on people. So, but the theory is that it would do that. It would stop COVID. I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy it. But maybe, like weed does a lot of different cool shit that you didn't even think it would do, you know? Especially like CBD and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it can preserve your life a little bit, you know, give you a little longevity if you're dealing with certain things or, you know, illnesses and stuff. It could give you a different perspective on life. So I don't see why it wouldn't be able to potentially combat a virus. Kind of makes sense. But you can read it at tots420.com under the Weed Facts link on the menu. Since we're talking about weed can potentially break down COVID, how about a few for real facts about things that essentially you should know that you might not know? Yeah. So this is from BuzzFeed.com. It's Jessica Meisner facts that should be common knowledge but aren't. So fact number 1. If everyone puts the lid down in a porta potty, the smell will vent out the pipe that leads to the top. Because when the lid's down, it creates a vacuum as the wind comes out or the wind goes by and it pulls the stink out. Bet you didn't know that. So why everybody leaves? You gotta close the seat, dude. Do for real fact number 2. For an aspirin to actually save your life during a heart attack, you need to chew it. Why do you need to chew it? You need to chew it because aspirin, which inhibits the platelets that speed blood clots, works fastest if chewed. A small amount is all you need, and since time is of the essence, chewing delivers the antiplatelet effects through the blood vessels in your mouth instead of the digestive process. So there you go. Chew your aspirin if you're having a heart attack. Don't swallow it. Just chew it all up real fast. And also, another one just to know, dude, for real, did you know antibiotics don't work on viruses? That's why you can't get any for COVID. But apparently weed can kick it. Just saying. Antibiotics kill bacteria. Antibiotics only kill bacteria and are useless against the cold and flu, which are both caused by viruses. So if you use an antibiotic incorrectly, it can be harmful to your health. So don't use it incorrectly. Why you would use it incorrectly, I don't know, because doctors give you them. But whatever. Yeah. So dude, for real, chew your fucking aspirin, put the lid down on the fucking porta potty, and don't take antibiotics when you don't need them. That's the do for real lesson for today. How do you feel about this? Do you feel good? I feel good. I don't know. This session might have been a little bit of a mess. I think I got a little too high in the middle there. Totally forgot what I was talking about. I hope I pulled it around. I hope you enjoyed it. Because those are my thoughts off the stem for this week. So yeah, I hope you come back next week. I hope you enjoyed this session. You join me, Justin Barone, on Thoughts Off the Stem next Friday at 4:20 p.m. on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you get a podcast. It's out there, baby. Oh, YouTube, Good Pods, Podchaser. And don't forget to check out tots420.com for the Tots420 shop. Get yourself a hat, a dude shirt, Tots420 hoodie. Check out the Weed Facts. do for real facts, and are affiliates at I Sell Glass. Use code capital TOTS, TOTS 420 at checkout, and you save 20% over there. Yeah. Until next time, keep your lids low, baby.